Code of the Duelist was released on August 4th, 2017. This set introduced not only a handful of new archetypes that were competitively viable, a new Master Rule in Master Rule 4, but also an entirely new summoning mechanic in Link monsters. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
We are finally through-diac with Zodiac. Welcome to a post-Zoo environment. And I'm sure all the decks that are playable from this position will be a lot more fair. Zoo left an enormous power vacuum on the format, one that was very difficult to fill, or would have been difficult to fill if Pendulum Magician wasn't clearly the best thing you could be doing. Now, it's important to note that a significant amount of these cards already saw a ton of play. It turns out that setting scales and then Pendulum summoning a single Zodiac Ratpier was still pretty good, and a lot of individuals saw success doing it. But once they were forced to shave the Zoos, we ended up with this, a Pendulum list that looks strikingly similar to the Pendulum lists of today. A huge melange of a number of different archetypes, all of which support the same archetype, Pendulum. Jeff Jones was able to pilot this list to a first place finish, and it's not hard to see why. You're allowed to play 3 of every single power card in the deck, from Wisdom Eye Magician to Purple Poison Magician, which is removal, Double Iris Magician, which gets the unparalleledly powerful Time Pendulum Graph, 2 really strong spells, things like Duelist Alliance and Wavering Eyes alongside Pot of Desires. Sure, you couldn't Pendulum summon 5 cards from your extra deck back every single turn, but that doesn't matter for a number of reasons. Firstly, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has evolved to the point where who's getting to a turn 3 anyway? And secondly, cards like Oath Dragon Magician allow you to recoup the losses sent to your face-up extra by adding it back to your hand. In fact, this list was so competent that it eschewed playing Link monsters at all, saying if I ever lose the extra monster zone, that's it. Instead, you would just use powerful monsters on your side of the field to make monsters like Psyframe Lord Omega that cleared your own extra monster zone for you. This was all in service of ending on a card called Time Star Magician, which made your board extremely difficult to remove and your opponents very easy to chew through with cards like Purple Poison. These cards did absolutely everything and are responsible for a very frustrating format if you played during that period. It felt like the only way you could beat this deck was to go over the top of it, which explains exactly what Alex is playing. Let's go through the card by card. We've got 3 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring and a Max C, 2 Astrocraft Sorcerer, which you may recognize from pretty much every Yu-Gi Boomer video essay ever. This card is just one of the most bloated of all time. If a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon this card from your hand, then choose a monster in your graveyard, extra deck, or that is banished that was destroyed this turn, and add a monster with the same name from your deck to your hand. That's all the relevant part you're going to have to know. 3 copies of Black Fang Magician, 3 copies of Double Iris Magician, the searcher for Time Pendulum Graph and Star Pendulum Graph, 3 Harmonizing Magician, which, when Pendulum summoned, allows you to summon a Magician Pendulum monster from your deck in defense position, and it is banished when this card leaves the field. Oath Dragon Magician, which allows you while in scale to cycle monsters from your face-up extra back to your hand to perform Pal Pendulum Sorcerer. This card was a very strange inclusion in these lists. Frequently, people would play not only Pendulum Sorcerer, but also Catardal and Lizard Draw in order to go plus. But as Jeff Jones says in his deck profile, there's no real reason to do that because the whole deck is just a Magician cards. You're on a critical mass so that you never brick. For that reason, you're just drawing into more monsters that you aren't able to summon because you're using your Pendulum Summon to get the Pendulum Sorcerer out in the first place. So instead, he's playing just the Perform Pal Skullcrobat Joker as the target. We're on 3 Purple Poison Magician, 3 Wisdom Eye Magician, 3 Duelist Alliance, a Pendulum Call. This card seems like it should be a 3 because it's incredibly powerful, but in reality, it's kind of a nombo with the rest of the list. It prevents you from destroying cards like Double Iris Magician that you really want to. Triple Pot of Desires, Double Star Pendulum Graph, Triple Wavering Eyes, and 2 Time Pendulum Graph. On the side, we have Triple Denko Sekka, Triple Zaphion the Time Lord, Triple Cosmic Cyclone, Triple System Down, Triple Dimension Barrier, and in the extra, we've got a Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom, Beals of the Diabolic Dragons, Crimson Blader Enlightenment Paladin, Ignister Prominence, Omega, Supreme King Dragon Clear Wing, Abyss Dweller, Cairn Gorgon, a copy of Utopia and Utopia the Lightning, Perform Age Trapeze Magician, Double Time Star, and Tornado Dragon. So with that, here's Alex.
Oh, now this is some Yu-Gi-Oh! I had to fight Joseph tooth and nail to be able to play Trickstar for this one because, man, both him and I love this deck to pieces. We both played it during this time because we prefer this over some of the other options during the format, which I believe Joseph will be playing one of. But welcome to Trickstar, ladies and gentlemen. This is one of the debut archetypes in Code of the Duelist, and you're going to be seeing this deck a lot for the next few episodes. Maybe not a lot, but it was around, that's for sure. It undergoes several iterations similar to Zodiac in the fact that there's so many different cards that can help support this archetype. And while this is the first iteration, and probably and definitely not the best iteration, you're going to see why this deck was actually quite feared by some, in some capacity. It probably was never the best deck at all, but it was a lot of fun, and there was a very distinct play style that this deck offers. So if you've never seen the Trickstars before, their main little gimmick is burning your opponent little bits and pieces over time until ultimately you're able to win the game. So for instance, Trickstar Candina, on normal summon it's Stratos, which is crazy in and of itself, but then each time your opponent activates a spell or trap card, inflict 200 damage to them immediately after it resolves. Licorice has a quick effect. You can reveal it in your hand, target a Trickstar monster you control except Licorice, special summon this card, and if you do, return that monster to the hand. What's neat is that you can chain multiple of these onto a single Trickstar, so that way you're actually able to summon multiple out and get in for a lot of damage just out of nowhere. So you can get a lot of burst damage with this deck, which is kind of sick. And then each time a card or cards is added to your opponent's hand, inflict 200 damage to them for each. So again, the damage really adds up. That counts drawing cards as well. So even if you just draw a couple cards, and a lot of decks during this time like to add cards from deck to hand, that damage incrementally adds up over time, especially when you factor in that Trickstar Light Stage just multiplies the damage they are taking by 2. So on activation, you can add a Trickstar monster from your deck to your hand, which any field spell that does this is already crazy in my eyes. And once per turn, you can target a set card in your opponent's spell or trap zone. While this is in the field zone, that set card cannot be activated until the end phase, and your opponent must activate it during the end phase or else send it to the graveyard. And then finally, the most important part, each time a Trickstar monster you control inflicts battle or effect damage to your opponent, inflict 200 damage to them. So these 200 damage bits from Licorice now become 400, and then if you have multiple Licorice, that's 800 per card added. You only have 8,000 life points. So after you draw a card for turn, there's only 8 cards, because otherwise they'd be dead, that can be added to their hand in some capacity. Otherwise, they just lose the game from double Licorice being on the field, and that's not accounting for any other damage that you were inflicting to them through battle or any other means. So you play this, just sort of control strategy to be able to make sure your opponent doesn't do anything too out of hand, and then you're able to get in, just do a ton of damage. And then you also have a card like Lilybell, which can attack directly, also get your resources back from the graveyard. You can do fun stuff with this, because if it's added to the hand except by drawing it, you can special it, so you can loop it with cards like Licorice and get in for additional damage. It's a very unique deck in terms of its playstyle, and hopefully we get to show that off today. Another card that most people probably remember with this deck is Trickstar Reincarnation. So to accelerate the burn that Licorice is able to inflict to the opponent, this card reads, banish your opponent's entire hand, and if you do, they draw the same number of cards. Additionally, you can just banish this card from the graveyard to target a Trickstar monster and special summon it. So what you're able to do is that, let's say your opponent draws for turn and they have 6 cards and you have double Licorice. They take their 800 from that first draw. You can immediately flip Trickstar Reincarnation if you want. They banish 6 cards and draw 6 new ones, and they're going to take a metric shit ton of damage from both of the Licorices as well as Light Stage if you have that up as well. And then in addition to that, if you have a little card called Duel and Lockbird, this makes it even nastier, because you can make it so that if you sequence your chain in such a way after your opponent attempts to, resolve drawing or adding cards from deck to hand, you can reincarnation them, chain Duel and Lockbird, and by doing so, the Duel resolves before the reincarnation. The Trickstar Reincarnation banishes their whole hand, and because Duel and Lockbird is active, they don't have a hand, and you basically win the game from there. So this deck even has a cheesy win condition as well, and that's why a lot of people hated this deck to pieces, because they just lost the game for no reason. In addition to that, we're just playing a metric fuck ton of hand traps like Ash Blossom, Ghost Ogre, the aforementioned Duel. Gofu's in here to give the deck actually something else to do besides normal Candina and just do the typical Trickstar stuff. Gofu gets a lot better when we actually have a solid win condition, because you can see our extra deck, it's not pretty. The best thing we can do later on is go into Borosaur Dragon, and Gofu helps enable that, and that's the one thing this deck's missing at this point, is just really being able to close out the game quickly, where otherwise you're kind of at the mercy of being able to draw, like your Honest and stuff like that to be able to get over larger things. It can be a bit difficult, but it just happens to be convenient that these are light. Max C is still legal for some reason as well. And then we got Triple Cosmic, Double Instant Fusion. This is here just to give us more versatility for our Xyz package. Also, like, Gofu's a tuner, so we could do stuff possibly to go into either Beals or Omega. It's there for that reason. Desires, Raigeki, Terraforming, Light Stage, and Reincarnation. And that's it for the deck. That's really all there is to it. It's pretty simple, and hopefully we get to show off what this deck is capable of. Probably the biggest link package we've seen as of yet. Of course, we have Darkfire, Theseus, and Thousand Eyes for our instant fusion, but we also have Beals and Omega, and then in addition to that, we have Acid Golem, Utopia, Lightning. Lightning's kind of like the Borreload substitute because, Boral Sword substitute because we don't have it yet. We do need 2 4s for this because we need to go into Utopia first, and with Reincarnation, it's not impossible, but it's a little bit difficult. We're kind of coping at this point. I guess we have instant fusion, but whatever. And then we have Decode, Double Link Spider, Mrs. Radiant, Ningirsu, and Proxy Dragon. This is what the Gofu is for. Theoretically, Gofu is a 1-card Ningirsu, which is removal, but I mean, that or Decode, it's rough. Without better links, it's really hard for this deck to thrive. And then the side deck is just stuff for the format. I mean, we've got Lancias, we have Darkhold, Necro Valley, System Down, Triple Twin, Double Scolding, a Warning, and Double Unending Nightmare. Pendulum is incredibly popular during this time, and so, as you can see, there's a lot of hate for that, as well as a few other decks that are still roaming around, but it'll be interesting to see what other decks we explore at the beginning of Master Rule 4, because there was a few, but there's a lot of Zodiac as well. But as the format will continue to mature and move on, there is a lot of interesting developments that take place, and some are maybe not as exciting as others, but we'll get to that when we get there. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Well, Joseph, more Master Rule 4 shenanigans are upon us. You're bringing a Pendulum deck, which suffered a lot of interesting hits in quotes, so to speak, due to Master Rule 4. A lot of people, I remember, said that, Pendulum decks are unplayable, and clearly that was not true.
literally as far from the truth as you could possibly get.
And then I'm actually playing a new deck, as a matter of fact, and one of our favorites. And because of that, we look at the ban list and Code of the Duelist release and like what it did for the game. It's crazy because like the new ban list that followed like a week or two after the release of the set actually changed the landscape competitively quite a bit.
Yeah, no, and decks that were only sort of playable, like the one that I'm playing, became the best in the room. So we'll see.
Basically. Not for very long, though. We're going to be getting to even more fun, degenerate stuff quite shortly. So let's shout out the patron. It is Jake Freeman. Thank you for the support. Mr. Rothschild, do you have the hand raised?
I do.
I rolled a 1, the number of cards that you will have in your hand after I pull off a certain combo.
Okay, well, I got 2 because of the 2 scales.
Shit. All right. Well, this is going to be bad. I don't know how we're beating a full Pendulum Magician setup. Best of luck.
Oh, I have an idea. It starts with a Duel and ends with Lockbird. All right, stand by main, and I'm going to give you a really great opportunity to fire it. I'm going to normal summon Perform Pal, Skull Crobat, Joker. We are going to grab what? A Perform Pal, a Magician, or an Odd Eyes. So we will grab... Oh, God. There's just so much I want to do.
But then there's the lingering draw,
I know,
Lockbird. What if he has it? What if he doesn't? The risk, the reward.
I literally
anything
know
is
you
possible.
There's just no shot you do. Well, now I am a little scared. I'm going to grab Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. Anything at res?
No.
Oh,
good.
Okay. All right. I'm going to scale Wisdom Eye Magician.
That's scary.
Duelist Alliance.
That is also scary. Yep.
We are going to grab Star Pendulum Graph.
I remember this card. This card's sick.
Yeah, it's nice. We'll just activate it.
Makes sense to me.
Next, we'll activate Purple Poison.
Sure.
Wisdom Eye Effect.
Yep.
All right, we are going to scale Double Iris Magician. And then we're going to activate Star Pendulum Graph.
That is fine.
We're going to grab Harmonizing Magician.
2 cards Joel would have stopped.
Yeah, you could see why I was pretty fucking scared. All right, let's perform the ever-powerful Pendulum Summonerino. So unfortunately...
But Joseph, don't you need link arrows for this?
Well, no. You can get 1 out of your extra deck using the extra Monster Zone. And, it turns out, actually, most of them just end up in your hand anyway.
It's so great. I'm glad that we solved the outstanding issue of pendulums. That's fun.
Glad to hear it. We're going to go Harmonizing Magician here and Pendysork. Pendysork, we're going to pop the Double Iris, and then Harmonizing, we are going to summon... Oh, geez Louise. I don't really even know what I want here. That sounds really funny. It's comedic because your turn 1 setup is actually not very good.
Correct.
Yeah, we will grab just a 4 here. Black Fang seems okay.
Yep.
And then we are going to go for Pendysork. Going to grab a little bit of follow-up. And then we'll trigger Double Iris and grab ourselves a Time Pendulum Graph.
So crazy. Yep.
All right, time to do a little trolling. These 2 to the grave. We're going to summon a Synchro Monster. How about this one?
Oh, great. That's a fun one.
Cleans out the extra, you know, I gotta say. Cleans out the EMZ, rather.
It does. It does.
Ooh, get out of there. All right, here we go. That one.
Okay, all right. That's fine.
Okay, well, that could have been better. We are going to overlay these two. Oh, Sork. Oh, this doesn't work. What do I expect here on? Probably some bullshit. I think I'm just going to go... This is really rough, but I'm just going to go Tomato Dragon here, I think. I really want to weave Time Star into here, but I don't have access to another Pendulum. No, because I always have to use that monster in the EMZ.
Yeah, this also needs to be in the EMZ, sir.
I know, I'm just deciding. Yeah, I'll put it here.
Sure.
All right, back to you.
May I read Time Pendulum Graph? I know that's the back row. Thank you. I know you just get to pop something, right? Yes, you target a Magician Pendulum card in Monster Zone or Pendulum Zone. One card your opponent controls, destroy them. Okay, and then if it's purple poison, you get another pop. I remember this now. Okay, cool stuff. I'll draw. Standby main. Tornado Dragon's actually quite fucking annoying against me, not gonna lie. Let's start with a Gofu. We'll get our token.
Whoa, you gonna trigger that activated effect, buddy?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I love Yu-Gi-Oh!
How many more formats of this do we have to sit through?
I don't fucking... I like how... Okay, can I just say, Vanities went before Max C went. That's incredible. That is truly astonishing. Well, now I can't fucking do anything. I'm playing Trickstar. What the hell? I can't kill you. Boral Sword's not out yet. Oh, my God.
You could give me, like, 9 draws. I would appreciate that.
I could, and then still lose anyway. I just don't even want to do anything. Just go. Yeah.
All right. Okay, end step.
You got to hit through 3 monsters.
Oh, it's going to be less than 3. End step, we're
That's
going to go Time Pendulum Graph.
Yep.
We are going to destroy our Purple Poison and your Gofu.
Yep.
And then we're going to Purple Poison to destroy one of the tokens, and Star Pendulum Graph to grab a Magician. We're going to grab Wisdom. Let's grab... no, Magician. Let's grab Wisdom Eye. I wanted to grab Astrograph, but he is a sorcerer. Standby main.
Yep. Not to be confused.
Oaf Dragon. Wisdom Eye. Oaf Target Harmonizing.
Yep. Convenient how Oaf just plays around Master Rule 4 as well. Yeah, just funny observation.
Isn't it, though? Let's go Wisdom Eye here. We'll grab, whatever, a high scale. Who's a high scale? He is. Wow. Normal Scully.
Sure.
Skull Crobat Joker effect. We'll grab...
You get your Omega back, too. Don't forget, sir.
Oh, thank God. I almost did. We'll grab, I don't know, Perp. It's kind of a weird position to be in. Let's go Time Pendulum Graph, target Black Fang and your token.
Yeah, I'm literally dead. I don't even know why I was waiting. I just wanted to see you put the damage on. Joseph, how the fuck did we play this deck during this time?
I mean, well, let's see your hand game too before we make any presumptions.
That's true. Yeah. I'm just looking at that and I'm like, oh, okay. You know what? Now I think I understand. I think I might understand. This seems okay. This seems okay. Yeah. Candina effect.
Go off, King.
It's not as good as it could be. Don't worry. We'll go light stage.
Yeah.
Because we can do this. It's been so long. I have to rebuild the muscle memory. Light stage effect. We'll get Licorice.
Yep.
Cool. Set 1, set 2, Licorice.
Yeah. So you want to explain this for the viewers at home?
Yeah, so this is kind of neat. So basically, when you're activating Licorice, you're able to chain the second Licorice because Candina still hasn't, like, technically left the field because it's targeting the monster. And you don't have to officially bounce it back for you to be able to resolve the Licorice effect. So as long as you have one Licorice, you have every Licorice, which is sick. And you're about to see the other part of the explanation here when Mr. Rothschild draws a card and takes 800 points of damage for doing so.
You got anything else you want to do?
I'm good for now.
Let us scale Black Fang.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Why did I not do this before? We'll just reincarnation.
Right,
I just want you to take a shit ton of damage.
Ah! Whoa! Ah! Back to the top. Back to the top.
Those are your hand, Joseph.
You didn't see nothing. Okay. We are gonna banish, unfortunately, double Pendysork, Wisdom Eye, Purple Poison, Black Fang. Then we'll draw 5. Could be any.
You're gonna draw any 5 cards.
We'll take what?
1,000,
1,000. It's 2,400.
Yeah, because you only take the light stage damage once, I believe, but Licorice is per card.
Anything else here?
Correct?
Yeah.
No. You're good.
All right, normal Denko Sekka.
Yeah, I saw the Denko, so you're fine.
Scale Wisdom Eye. Wisdom Eye. Let's do this in a little bit of a different way. Not having to worry about your stupid fucking back row is great. Duelist Alliance. We will grab a Pendulum monster. And let's do... Oh, I'm like, let's do Perform Pal Pendulum Sorcerer. Somehow I'm not able to do that.
I wonder why.
What happened to my Pendulum Sorcerers?
You can also take 800 damage for adding that Pendulum Graph to your hand.
That's fine. I will activate Star Pendulum Graph.
That's fine.
Wisdom Eye. We will set Oath Dragon. Star Pendulum Graph. Grab Harm.
Take 800.
Feel great. Pendulum.
Don't you miss it?
I don't. Harm.
I don't know the rest of your hand, correct?
That's correct.
I'm going to Ash the Harm.
That's fine. So I know it's Candina.
Yes, you do.
Let's go Time Star.
Sure.
Battle.
Yep.
This.
Unfortunately, you clear both, so I'll take 8 and 1.
Second main, Time Star. I will grab Harm, and you are good to go.
Sure. I'll draw. We'll go Candina effect.
Ash.
Okay. Second light stage.
Oh, come on! Oh, you are fucking with me, dog.
No, for all the good it'll do me here. The problem is your Time Star is just fucking huge. Guess we'll just go for another reincarnation.
Yeah.
Clear the Denko.
Whoa, a reincarnation off a light stage? No.
Oh, wait, yeah, sorry. It's light stage. Yeah, it's right, that's right. This is not Candina. That's not how this works. We'll just get fucking Licorice in that case. Thank you. It's been a while. All right, attack.
I'll take 300 here.
Yes, the 1, I think. Oh, it's battle damage too. That's right. That's right. Second main. Just tagging out and praying. The the extra deck is not exactly well equipped at this point in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. I can tell you that. It's rough. Yeah, we'll just tag.
Sure.
And we'll pass. Go ahead.
Take 4 here.
And you have Harm in hand.
I'll PS1, just the Harm. We'll go Harm effect. We'll grab Dubs.
Sure.
Normal Pendysork, no effect. Combat.
Scroll Crobat Joker, but yes. That's
Yeah.
Wow. Sure. And then take 24.
Yeah. Second main. We'll try for Time Star.
Add. I'll reincarnation.
Sure. We'll grab Perp. Take
Sure.
4 here. Black Fang, target Licorice.
Yeah, that's fine.
Black Fang, bring back this guy. Scale Perp, back to you.
Not looking good, folks. Not looking good. We'll draw. Oh, excellent. Light stage, try to ice the back row that I know is 10 Pendulum Graph.
Okay, it's time.
Yeah, I figured. I'm going to twin both of your Pendulum Graphs.
Card in hand is Candina. We'll chain time. We'll do Perp and Light Stage.
Guess I should have just waited because it's continuous.
Then we'll go Perp, eat this guy.
Yeah, sure. You know what this is? Effect.
Yep.
Let's go Light Stage.
Yep.
Light Stage Lilybell.
Yep.
Lilybell summon.
Yep.
Try for 1,000.
Yep.
Lilybell effect.
Mm-hmm.
Big back Licorice. I could crash. That just doesn't really like fucking do anything. And actually you have Time Star, so it 100% doesn't do anything. Go second main. Yeah, I think I'm just dead here. Just trying to like squeeze out like the last bit of life that I could. But just don't think we're going to cross the finish line. I'll just pass.
All right, draw for turn. Stand by main.
And take, no, you don't take anything. Then tag out Licorice. Even if I tag out here, it doesn't matter. I only put you down to 7.
I mean, I don't know why you think you're dead.
I'm only on 4,700, buddy.
Well, how am I getting this asshole out of the EMZ?
Oh, that's right. I forgot we're in Master Rule 4.
Yeah. Let's switch everyone to
Like,
attack, I guess.
I was about to say, I think even if you put everything forward, it's just not looking good for me.
Combat. Why?
Sure.
We have to do it like this, I think, actually. This is so whack. I think I have to go Dubs in here.
Dubs in.
Yeah.
Am I okay with that? To get like another Pendulum Graph, if that does go through that way. Problem is I need to retain the Candina. Like we're out of Licorices. Lilybell's already out. Am I just adding Candina with Candina? On attack deck, I'll chain Lilybell, or chain Licorice targeting Lilybell.
No response.
That goes through.
I'll redeclare. We'll take a teensy-weensy bit less.
Yeah, sure.
So I take what here?
You'll take 3.
We'll go dubs.
Sure.
We'll take 4.
And funny enough, had I actually just shotgunned the, I can't believe you're on 2-time Pendulum Graph. I thought you were just on 1.
Yeah, no.
If I had shotgunned the Reincarnation turn 1, that would be it.
Bada bing.
Yep, I'll take 6 here. And 2 from the, yep. And then 15.
Second main. Wow.
Jesus.
Well, I can't exactly activate it.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, well, that's... I'm not going to pretend that that isn't very good. We'll go Black Fang, Oath Dragon for purple poison.
Sure.
PS1.
Sure.
Go ahead.
What kind of miracle? Huh. All right. Let's try for light stage. Target this one.
All right, I'll chain.
Yeah, I think we're dead here. You can just time Pendulum Graph the Lilybell and we die. So I guess we'll do that.
Normal's fine.
Try for bet.
Okay. On attack deck, we will time Pendulum Graph.
Last card is Raigeki, and Timestar putting in a lot of fucking work this game, let me tell you.
Oh,
Between
my
all the
God.
battle protection and everything, Jesus, that was brutal. I definitely am out of practice with this, but
I was gonna say,
down to the wire.
The second to last turn, I think there was a line by, like, looping Lilybell and just threatening it because you get the extra 4 off the Licorice and draw step. The margins on this deck are so fucking tight.
Yep.
You want to run it back?
Yeah, we can run it back. Yeah, that's like part of the fun part of Trickstar, which I know a lot of people think Trickstar and fun, not exactly synonymous for most people, but just the race to actually get the life points down to 0 as Trickstar players is actually quite entertaining for us. Okay,
Well.
this is a hand. This looks a lot more playable than before. Start with Desires.
All right, in the dark, I'm always... Oh, no, this is game 3.
Well, technically, it's... Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll try it.
Yeah.
We shall get Candina. Let's... I don't think there's anything that matters. Probably not. We just go Candina effect. It's
Yep.
fine. We'll get her. We'll go Licorice.
No response.
Go Licorice.
Maxi.
Oh, gross. Yep.
I'll take 4 off the first and 8 off the second.
We'll set 1. We'll set 2.
Don't like
And
it.
over to you.
I'll take 8. Anything in draw.
You'll take 8. I'm not fucking doing this again. Let's just fucking send it.
Ash.
No! Yeah, that's fine.
Stand by main.
That's the real reason. That's the real thing you save Ash for. Yeah, you're good.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what to do from this position. Set 1. I have to... Me when I don't have an option to playing into Pendysork. I'll activate Wisdom Eye.
Sure.
Normal Skullcrobat Joker. Effect.
Fine.
We will get dubs. We'll take 8 here.
Take 8.
Anything a res? All right. We'll activate dubs. We literally just were dead to Duel and Lockbird.
I don't know what to think. I'm gonna Cosmic the double Iris.
Annoying. All right, this is ridiculous. Scale Wisdom Eye.
Jesus Christ. I was like, please don't have like another good scale, but double Wisdom Eye is like the best thing you could have asked for.
Ooh.
There was an argument I should have just gone after Wisdom Eye because it's like both scales technically.
Yeah, I don't think it ends up mattering.
Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
take 8
Jesus,
off
and his
this.
Astrograph. Yeah. That's insane. Astrograph on top of it. That's nuts.
We'll go dubs here.
Yep.
PS... God, I really want to add one of these whizzes back to hand, but it's 800 damage. PS3.
Yep. We're all in.
Combat.
Sure.
Wow.
Take 2.
Wow.
I'll take 9.
Yep.
15, and then 18, right?
Yep.
We're almost dead.
Second main, we'll go dubs. We'll go dubs. Or we'll do it like this. Oath, then dubs. Yeah. Wisdom Eye is such a stupid fucking card.
Yes, it is.
Could be anything. Activate Wiz.
Yeah.
Wiz.
Keep going.
I think I just want to go Tomato Dragon here. Yeah.
Be careful. You only get 1 monster.
Yeah. We'll go Tornado.
Sure.
Tornado Dragon.
Makes sense.
Go ahead.
We'll draw. Oh, excellent. That's perfect. Here's free food for your tornado dragon.
Yep.
Yep. Gofu.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go for Proxy Dragon. We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah!
We're not surviving, I imagine. We'll go Ningirsu.
Oh! Unfortunately, I can't risk it.
I was about to say.
We'll send... I guess we'll send Perp.
Sure. Second Gofu.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Is anything on this a once per turn? Yeah.
Doesn't say it.
No, it's not.
I was making sure. I'm like, did I miss something? Now, to be fair, you already killed Ningirsu, so I gotta be honest, I don't know where I'm going with this. Candina effect. What are we even trying to do? Time Pendulum Graph is gone. You have another Time Pendulum Graph. We're fucked. This will go Light Stage.
Yep.
Light Stage. Anything here?
You know, sometimes I hope that, you know, Desires has done anything, but, okay, yeah, Light Stage is fine.
We'll get Licorice.
Oh, good. And all 3 Licorice still in deck as well. Awesome.
Correct. Yes, correct. Ice the back row.
Yeah.
We're going to go for a Link Spider.
Yep.
I'm going to tag out the Candina for Licorice.
Yep.
And I'll be accurate here. I'll use the zones that you're not supposed to go into the same zone. I guess I'm going to link everything off for fucking decode talk.
Let's go, baby.
I need something big enough to hit over the fucking Astrocraft.
Yeah.
Kill him, I guess.
I'll take, what, 3 here?
3.
Yeah.
Literally inconsequential amounts of damage. I guess that's it. Go ahead.
All right, I lose my Duelist Alliance here at end step.
Woo!
It's pretty good. Oh my god, I drew Skullcrabat Joker.
Must be nice, sure.
We are going to grab... Oh, God. I've got options.
When you activate that, I'm going to Reincarnation for a Licorice.
I'll take 4 here.
You'll take 4. Yeah.
I
Try to put the screws on ya.
think someone here is screwed for sure. Man, I wish I had a way to do this. We're going to grab Perp. This is a little extremely whack. Scale Perp.
Sure.
Combat.
Yep.
18. This.
Take 2.
Pendulum Graph. Clean. And kill you.
And I'm dead. Oh, man. Great deck. Great deck. I should have seen what Desires banished, actually.
Was
I'm kind of curious
still in
now.
rotation?
Lilybell was still in the deck,
great.
too.
That's what I was wondering about. No, I think... I gotta be honest. I really do think that, maybe it's just been a while. This deck was... The thing about Trickstar is it played so differently than any other deck ever. It was never ahead. It was always just like clinging onto it by the skin of its teeth. Lilybell and Licorice and Drawstep being kind of unrespondable sources of damage usually were enough to close out some games. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the thing that this deck was known for, which was the Droll loop. That happened like once every 4 or 5 games. But there's a reason that Pendulum Magician was considered the best deck of this little format, and it's because of the stuff you saw here. The only reason those decks were even remotely, or those games were remotely competitive was because Trickstar punishes you from adding cards from deck to hand. The investment I was willing to go for was a little lower than it would be in like a blind match. No, this deck just has access to everything. Sure, the EMZ can get clogged with like Time Star or something, and it's not on any links, so it's a little hard to clean out. If you're in a position where you've got Time Star in the EMZ and you're bringing back Purple Poison every turn, it actually doesn't matter at all.
Exactly. Like the ability for this deck to just access whatever it wants almost at any given moment is just incredible. And not to mention Time Pendulum Craft. This card is just insane for this deck. I mean, being able to just at will, like you have a Dryden every single turn, as long as you're just able to, you know, for nothing. Like you just get to anything you use, you just bring back with their
better than a Dryden.
Yeah, it's I was gonna say it's better than Dryden, but obviously you have to play it in a Pendulum deck. But even without the extra monster zone, you just are able to just pump out a bunch of big guys like with Astrograph, or get extra damage in with like Purple Poison, and then Purple Poison will pop something else. Like you don't even need the extra monster zone for the most part. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah, Pendulum Call came out during this period, which many people, you know, think of when they hear Pendulum Magician. This deck's only playing 1, and that's because 1, it is searchable. It's got Pendulum in its name. But 2, you actually don't want to use it a lot of the time because cards like Double Iris really do want to be popped. That said, it can set up scenarios where like you're able to time Pendulum Graph targeting one of your monsters and one of your opponents, and then your yours doesn't leave, so you get to non-targeting send a card from the deck or from the field to the graveyard, which can either clear up your EMZ if you need to push for damage, or just out literally any monster in the entire game. It's just such a shockingly good little series of synergies that come together in what ends up amounting to like rank 4 turbo. Like this deck's on Gorgon. It's so funny.
Essentially. And like, look how many of the cards in here eventually get banned or put on the forbidden list at some point, right? I mean, Wavering Eyes is still in here at 3 copies. Joker, Wisdom. I don't know if Wisdom Eye ever does, but like Wisdom Eye is a card that probably deserves to be at some point. I think it was in the OCG actually. Yeah, Double Iris Magician's another one. Like the amount of just gas that this deck has. And it makes sense, right? Because people are looking for the Wombo combo deck of Link 4 era, or Link 4, Master Rule 4 era. And here you go. This is what everyone was playing because this was able to just produce so much. And are you on multiple Omegas, or is Omega limited by this point?
Omega's limited, but we are on the one.
Oh, okay.
Great way to clean up the EMZ there.
Right, exactly. You got to do that in one of the games where that just gives you 2,800 damage and you rip a card out of their hand on top of it. It's very Pendulum-esque, right? It does all the things that Pendulum decks have done forever, except you're supposedly under this limitation that now restricts you from being able to play. Clearly, it doesn't matter. I think Oath Dragon's really an all-star in this deck as well, because he just essentially circumvents all of Master Rule 4 entirely and allows you to just keep going.
I will say, real quick, I am a little practiced in this matchup. I played this exact matchup at the Brooklyn Regional after this released, round 2 against Marcello, who was at the Brooklyn Regional for no reason. And I was like, what are you doing here? And he said, NA Regionals, they tend to be easier, so I would like my invite. And I said, go to hell. And then he cleaned house with me. I got him down to 100 life points game 1, and he played under it. I was like, how are you doing this?
Oh, maybe he wanted Worlds points, too. That would also make sense.
Worlds points, baby.
Trickstar, it's a deck we're going to be seeing a lot of. I think this deck definitely gets better over time, especially when you consider what the other decks become as the format evolves in the post-Master Rule 4 era. But yeah, I mean, the Droll and Lock combo was one of the most tantalizing aspects of this deck, and there are some neat tricks, like you mentioned, with Lilybell looping and stuff, and you can get in with a ton of damage if you're able to just basically keep a good grip on the board. We're showing it in, obviously, a limited circumstance here, but against a lot of other decks at the time, a lot of decks could not keep up with the amount of pressure that Trickstar had, because you're playing all these other just generally decent cards that it's sort of I don't want to say it resembles Zodiac because that's going to trigger a lot of people, but it resembles it in the fact that you're playing Ashes and Ogres and Drolls and then all these other just 1-for-1 cards like Cosmic and you know, so on, and you're able to just keep your opponent at such a it's hard to describe why this deck is good, but eventually it becomes a lot stronger just because of the way the meta develops. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shao1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Phoenix the Immortal, Dan the Man Hoban, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Little Fade Leaf, Chris Hood, Dylan Hunter, Cody Bretz, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Dalton, Inuno Taisho, Thanks for the Sleeves Dad, Max, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to get me therapy. Helios515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLaperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Wonder Waffle, MBT canceled by all community soon, canceled by all committee soon, canceled by all players soon, Corvain, Gray9, and Micah Pierce. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time.